How's everybody doing? Thank you for clicking on this video and looking at my channel. Today we're going to be going over the Blu G91 Pro device. This is a phone that was sent to me by Blu and I've been using it for a little while. I wanted to make sure that I use this device and I knew everything about it before I did a review. So I used it for almost a month. It's been a little while since it came out and it's a great device. So let's talk about the design real quick. It's an affordable phone, you know, it falls in the $200 price range phone. So remember, the build is going to be plastic. Very rarely you see a phone that's not plastic. It has this pretty nice finish to it, which is not gloss and it's matte. It's kind of like a glossy matte. If you look at it, it has some gloss to it, but it's a matte dark gray finish. It looks pretty nice. The rails around it are actually plastic that look like glass, and those are not fingerprint magnets, but they're there. There's your volume buttons, your volume up, and it, like I said, it doesn't feel too cheap. You do get that fingerprint sensor in the back and the Google Assistant button on the side, which is very helpful. But the build overall, it's a solid device. It's got the same camera device. You know, it looks like the same camera as the previous predecessor of the phone, and it has, you know, a couple of things that carried over from the previous device. Now, I do have a problem with this phone. It's a little bit too thick for me, and yeah, I know it sounds petty, but it's a little bit thick, and you know, it does have a 5,000 mAh battery. That might be one of the reasons why it has such a big you know, width to it. But like I said, it's not a deal breaker, but it feels bulky in the hands and it might make the phone durable. Who knows? But I just want to keep that in mind. There's some people that might not like that, but I mean, overall, it's not a bad looking device. So one of the problems with what this phone has is the camera. So the camera has a slight bump, and we know that devices nowadays are coming out with the bump, but if you place it face down, you know what's going to happen to that corner? Exactly. So you lay it in a flat surface. Here I'm laying it on a brick for some reason, but it moves. It moves in that corner, and no one likes that, and it can be pretty annoying. It can be a deal breaker for some people. Not for me, but it can. One of my favorite things when I use this phone, it's got a 6.7 Full HD Plus Infinity DLT display. I mean, it's 91.4 screen to body ratio. I mean, you get a lot of screen for this little price. It's 1080 by 2400 resolution with 395 ppi. It's got a pretty bright display. It is an LCD screen, so you're not gonna get the best colors. When I'm saying what I mean by you're not gonna get the best colors is you're not gonna get the best reds. Your reds might look a little bit orangey, like you can see here. I know I picked outside the worst possible spot to showcase this video. I'm sorry, guys. Blacks are gonna be kind of like dark. They're gonna look black, but when you compare it to a Super AMOLED display or OLED display, it just doesn't look the same. Don't worry about it. The greens will look fantastic because greens always look good in all displays. But overall, it's a really nice display that I feel comfortable saying that I paid $200 for the device and it looks great. Even though I didn't, but that's what I'm saying. And I do want to get to another thing, which is the battery life of this phone. And the battery life has some things to talk about. Now, what I mean by something to talk about is just because it says it's a 5,000 mAh battery doesn't mean it will last you forever. Yes, it's a big battery and it's a bulky device, but gaming with it really kills your battery life, and it's really unfortunate for a device that's supposed to be an affordable gaming phone. For example, you know, if you have your brightness all the way up, like you should because you pay for the phone, that's what's gonna happen. If you're playing Call of Duty and Darknet Rises, it's gonna happen. It's really unfortunate. Now, Blu does state, you know, with this 30-watt charger that comes in the box, it charges in, you know, 50% in 20 minutes. That seemed crazy to me, so I did my own test, and when I did my own test, I decided to try it again based on the same percentage to see what will happen, and these were the results that I got. So I got 33%. While the phone on, it went from 16 to 49%, so that was 33% battery life increase, and when it was off, in a 20-minute time frame, it was 49 to 80, which was less actually. So to me, it wasn't accurate, and I did this multiple times. Remember, this is my test. Their tests are completely different in different scenarios. It's just what I got. I want to move up to the camera, and let's not forget, so this phone has a 5 megapixel wide angle, a 48 megapixel main, a macro which is 2 megapixel, and a depth sensor that's 2 megapixel. Now it also has a 108 megapixel ultra zoom that is supposed to be fantastic, but it's it's a solid camera, you know, with the price. It's a solid camera that gives you options. You get 108 megapixel, you know, pro mode. All these features that actually add value to an affordable device, and they're not bad at all. Here's some pictures that I took with it, and hopefully you guys like them. Yeah, for the camera, I decided to record the video with the Blu G91 Pro on the exterior in the middle of nowhere where I live, and this is the quality that you're gonna get. So this video will be uploaded from this device. So this is what it looks like, and it's not too bad. You guys can see everything looks pretty clear. As I'm looking at the camera, it doesn't look as crisp as the LG V10 and other devices, but this is what it looks like. Now this is gonna be the second version. This is supposed to be 1080p. The other video was 4K, and we're gonna see how much of a difference it makes. It actually lags a little bit less than the 4K. I didn't realize it was 4K I was recording in until I realized it was lagging a little bit, but this phone is capable of 4K. This is what we get right here with a 1080p camera. I didn't want to leave out the fact that it has a fingerprint sensor, and it's actually really nice, and we get it. All these physical fingerprint sensors work all the time. Here we go. Boom, we're good to go. You know, and it's really responsive. You know, boom, we're good to go. And it also has face recognition, which I didn't know that until I was using the device, and I realized it has face recognition. It's actually really fast. Right now it beats me through it. I lift it up, boom, it gets my face. I lift it up, boom, it gets my face. And nothing makes me happier than face recognition on a cheap device. That's the way to go. Now, you know, obviously you can do the little pattern and the fingerprint, but if you have options, that's all that counts. Now this is one of the last things I wanted to do. I wanted to get some gaming and show you guys. Let's toggle some settings, make sure some settings are high, and make sure that things are set right there so we can game. And that's on high. We'll make sure that's on max. And yeah, we're just going to do a little bit of gaming. And if you guys want to skip to this part, I completely understand. But I'm going to do a couple of minutes of gaming just to show you guys what the phone can do.
Heads up, team. Enemy UAV spotted. UAV online. Enemy UAV spotted. Enemy contact. Need backup. UAV online. Contact with enemy. Enemy contact. Target in sight. UAV recon is standing by. Hunter Killer drone on standby. Predator missile awaiting orders. Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted. UAV online. Contact with enemy. Enemy contact.
Alright, so now that we're in Fortnite, I decided to download this game to give it a chance because it's a more demanding game. And not just because of that, because Blu actually promotes this on their website, Extreme Gaming. So I want to download it and really test this out. Now, I honestly don't think Blu should be promoting this game. They need to pick another game because this game was pretty laggy. And I'm not saying it's not playable. It is playable. But I would not promote something that lags. That's just my experience with it, and I'm keeping it 100% honest with you guys. You're able to play it, but if you see this being promoted on the website and it says Extreme Gaming, what would you expect? Extreme Gaming. And that's just not what I got out of it. And another huge issue that I had with this phone was gaming. Yes, they can play these things, and Fortnite is a little laggy, as you guys can see right there, but the phone overheats so much, it's ridiculous. And every time I played it, the phone went up to 106 degrees. And after it cooled down, it went to 104, and then it took a while to cool down. And honestly, every game I played, it overheated so much to the screen behind where the camera is. The screen is, but where the camera is, it was too much. I mean, it was hot. And I don't know if this phone is supposed to do that. I don't know if there's something wrong with my unit. And Blue, if you're watching, that was too much for me. And that did it for me when it came to the gaming. I don't want to game on this device because I feel like my phone's gonna blow up in my hands. And that's the only bad thing I have with this phone. Gaming kills the 5,000 million battery extremely, and it overheats so bad, so bad. Okay, well, that just the things I dislike the phone, about the phone the most. You guys can keep watching this. It's almost over. It was just a little rant, and I just want to wrap this thing up. Overall, I really like this device. Blue made some really questionable calls based on the previous device, and compared to this one, I didn't really find this an upgrade. But guess what? They want to put it against all these budget phones that people are buying, and here they put the scores. And it says it beats them. I don't really believe in those scores. I don't think they're to translate to the real world. But hey, it's a really good device, and for the price, and if you guys got a good deal on it, it's fantastic. I recommend this phone. I don't recommend it for the long run because it's only going to get security patches, and it's not going to get a big Android update. I already got a security patch on it, which felt good to get an update with it. But if you want a long-term device, this is not going to be it, just because of that. But I truly do recommend it if you want a backup phone. Alright guys, thank you for all the love and support. Sorry it took so long to upload. Appreciate all the love. I got some more content coming up soon. Thank you so much.